Welcome everyone to Wix Creators of Tomorrow 2026 Celebration Ceremony. We're so excited to be here with you today and to celebrate everything you've accomplished during the Creators of Tomorrow Challenge.
I'm Kylie.
And I'm Eyal.
And we'll be your hosts today, joining you from Wix.
Creators of Tomorrow is a global challenge for teams. The goal? Build websites that tackle real-world problems inspired by the UN Sustainable Development Goals.
We invited young creators from all over the world to join, create, and submit impact projects. From all of those submissions, a group of standout teams were selected to move forward into the mentorship cohort, the semi-final stage.
These projects stood out for their ideas, creativity, and potential impact, and for how those ideas came to life on websites.
During the cohort, each team was paired with a Wix mentor. Together, they worked on improving the projects, sharing ideas, getting feedback, and support as the teams continued developing their projects and taking things to the next level.
Today is about celebrating all of that. The ideas, the courage, the creativity, and most importantly, you guys.
The young creators that are shaping our future. Because Creators of Tomorrow isn't just about building websites, it's about building ideas that can change the world.
We're really proud to be here from Wix,
a platform built on the belief that anyone, anywhere can create something meaningful online. And you proved exactly that.
The project we've seen this year were truly inspiring. To every semi-finalist watching, your work is incredible. And getting here is already a huge achievement.
You are the next generation of changemakers, trailblazers who can make a real change in your communities and beyond.
This year, we didn't just watch projects being built. We saw ideas grow into movements and the teams that make it all happen.
Let's take a look at what this year's teams were all about.
Wow, it's really great to see all of the teams and how their projects came together.
Yeah, the range of ideas and the creativity here is amazing. We're honestly so impressed by what you've created.
And it's more than just projects. These are real ideas starting to take shape in the real world.
Some are already raising awareness, helping communities, and creating real change. It really shows how powerful technology and creativity can be when you bring them together.
And this kind of journey doesn't stop here. Sometimes it's just the beginning of something much bigger.
Let's hear from someone who turned an idea into real lasting change. Please welcome Alva, founder of Izzy Wheels.
Hi everyone, my name is Alva Keane and congratulations on being Creators of Tomorrow. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my brand and how I used Wix to grow my brand. To begin, I'm going to tell you about my story, so how I got started. Self-expression is a human right, and if you're a wheelchair user, your wheelchair is the first thing that people notice about you, but it's not a reflection of you or your personality. This is my little sister Izzy, and Izzy was born with a condition called spina bifida. So she has used a wheelchair all of her life. And growing up, she just never felt like it reflected her personality. And she loves her wheelchair. It's what gives her independence. And she wanted a way to, turn her wheelchair into something positive rather than, something that just looked purely medical. Izzy and I have always loved dressing up. We love colorful things, we love fashion, and we've always loved, expressing ourselves through what we wear. Even when we were little girls, our favorite thing was always to decorate Izzy's wheelchair and turn her wheelchair into something really positive, something colorful that expressed her personality. So I then went on to study art in university. So when I was a student, I actually created the concept for Izzy Wheels. And this went on to become a global movement, which I never expected, but has been the most amazing thing that's ever happened. So looking at the problems, I basically decided to dedicate my whole final year when I was a student to wheelchairs and solving different problems around wheelchairs. So number one was the aesthetic. Basically, wheelchairs look the same for 100 years. And also people had negative associations with wheelchairs. They thought they were just for sick people or for old people, but for people like my sister, that just was not the case. So these are my little doodles when I was in university. I wanted to, originally come up with something to protect wheelchair users in the rain. So these little doodles were my original ideas for umbrellas, basically. I come from the west of Ireland where it rains pretty much every day. So yeah, my original idea was actually umbrellas. And then this little thing in the corner and this little doodle was really simple. And it was just like, why don't I just do something to make the wheels look nicer like we used to do when we were kids? And that then became the original concept then for Izzy Wheels. My first collection was all pop-up wheels. So the idea was like you pull a string and the wheel covers pop out into something really beautiful and make them stand out as much as possible. And then I wanted to create something that when the wheels spun around, they came to life. So I made what's called a praxinoscope, which is this little 10-sided mirror that you put in the middle of a design. And when you spin it around, it comes to life. So this was for my final year show in art college, and it was a whole range of animated wheels. So they spun around and they came to life, and just, I think, really challenging the idea that a wheelchair is just a medical device. It can actually be an art form. So that's where the idea for Izzy Wheels was born. I called it Izzy after my sister Izzy, and it just became really colorful and playful and something really positive. And our motto became, if you can't stand up, stand out. And everything we did became about standing out. Then I realized there's actually so many benefits to our solution, which was these colorful wheel covers. Like when you put them on your wheelchair, they just, gave you such an emotional confidence boost. And they, weren't created by hospitals, they were created by a designer, and they just basically allowed you to customize your wheelchair, which you couldn't really do before. And then something really crazy happened. A video that we made got 3 million views in a day and 17 million views in a week. And this was totally crazy. Because, Izzy and I, we had no business experience really, we were still students. And we realized that this was actually a really big opportunity and a big problem for a lot of people. Because there was nearly 8 million wheelchair users just in Europe and the US, and no one was really doing, things to customize wheelchairs. So we decided, let's really go for this. And we started working then with other artists and print designers, illustrators, and graffiti artists. And the idea was you could have a wheel wardrobe to go with your clothes wardrobe. And it just became really fun. We started working with other models as well so that, other people could see themselves in our brand. And, everything was digital. Everything we did and still do was online. So how do we get our story out there? We did some work on TV. So we were on CBS News, Good Morning America, and BBC made a documentary about us. Then Instagram called us one day and they're like, do you want to be our story for a day? And that again had millions and millions of followers. And then, we were in lots of print media as well. So we've been in Vogue magazine, Cosmopolitan, Forbes, Oprah magazine. And it's because, when you have a really powerful story to tell, people want to tell it. So, find your way to tell your story. And that applies for all you guys too. So everything basically with Izzy Wheels was really inspired by like about our childhood. And this is me in my favorite Barbie pajamas. And I had no idea that years later we'd end up going on to work with Barbie. So Barbie contacted Izzy and I a few years ago, and they said they had a new doll coming out, and would we work with them on creating Izzy wheels for the new Barbie doll, which was amazing. So we created little mini Izzy wheels for the new Barbie dolls, and then full size ones for your own wheelchair. And this was great because Izzy never had a doll that looked like her when she was a kid, and teaching children from a young age about inclusivity is amazing because it just normalizes mobility devices. And this was a really powerful project. And then we were like, well, if we can work with Barbie, then we can work with other big brands too. So next we worked with Hello Kitty. We reached out to them and we told them about what we were doing, and they straight away got on board. And we did a limited collection with Hello Kitty. Hello Kitty is obviously massive in Japan and around the world, and this was like so amazing. And then this was our dream collaboration. Did a partnership with Disney, and this is an ongoing partnership. We've been working with them for a few years now, and they have been incredible to work with. And they just have so many like beautiful characters that children love. And our product is especially popular with kids who want to have their favorite characters on their wheels. And that's really special. And for us, as a designer, being able to work with, the most amazing characters, and Disney are incredible. They give us so much like creative freedom as well, in creating these designs. And just, yeah, so many well-known characters. And then obviously Marvel is another huge one. And we've been lucky enough to work with Marvel as well. And with iconic characters like Spider-Man and the superheroes. Oh God, it's just, yeah, so special. And just like, yeah, we want to have something for everyone as well, so that you can express yourself with your wheelchair. And we did a collaboration with Wicked. This is one of our more recent ones too. And Wicked was such a moment, that it was like so exciting to be part of that as well. And just, yeah, being able to do some great storytelling with these designs as well. Obviously one of the main characters in Wicked, if you've seen it, is a wheelchair user as well. So, being able to create a design that represents, the character in the movie was so special as well. Okay. And, how do we use Wix for the impact of our brand? And we built our whole like online platform using Wix. And this is what it looks like when you go on our website on your phone. And Wix has been super because like I'm, a graphic designer by background. That's what I studied in college. But I'm not able to code. And with Wix, I was able to design my whole website and focus on the design and the artwork and not have to worry about the code. And I could just drop things into the different templates, and just it looks so beautiful and allows us to, showcase all of our artwork. People can, pick their size, put in their shipping address, and, it just everything happens so seamlessly. And it's just been, an amazing platform for us to grow our business and to grow our brand. And yeah, we absolutely love Wix. And yeah, it allows us to get our designs out to our spokespeople who are our community. So, when we first like launched our website and people would come on and order from izzywheels.com, we'd send them out and you'd be like, oh, I wonder, who these are going to. And then what happened really naturally was people would order from us, take photos and send them to us. So we get these images every day of people, from around the world enjoying like the designs that we've created. And, it's people from over 60 countries now, of all different ages, different genders, and seeing something that you've created, bringing happiness and joy to people around the world is honestly the most amazing feeling, and why me and Izzy absolutely love what we do. And it's so special. And then you have like super fans like this, just, we absolutely love what we do. We're so passionate about it. And this little girl, she didn't know if she wanted to be a princess or a superhero. So she got one wheel for each side. And just so special. We also have done some weddings as well, where brides will send us a photo of their bouquet of flowers, and we'll create wheels that complement them. And for this particular couple, the bride and groom were both wheelchair users, and yeah, we got to be part of their special day. And yeah, like we're so grateful for what we do. And that was our story, but this is the beginning of your story. You have exactly the same tools that I had. You have this opportunity now, and nothing to stop you, and it's really exciting. And this was my project when I was a student, and it has grown into something beyond my wildest dreams, and solves a real problem for people. And you have that opportunity as well. So congratulations on everything. And if you want to reach out to me or see more about Easy Wheels, you can go on our website, easywheels.com. And thank you as well to Wix for having us. And thank you so much, guys, and best of luck.
Thank you, Alva, for giving us a glimpse of your story.
Stories like that remind us what can happen when creativity meets purpose. An idea becomes a project, and a project can actually help people. Step by step, it turns into real change.
And that's exactly what Creators of Tomorrow is all about.
At Wix, we believe technology should give people the power to create, share ideas, build communities, and turn passion into something meaningful online. And when young creators use that power to make the world better, it can be pretty amazing.
Because innovation doesn't stop when first version is alive. Great ideas keep growing, they evolve, reach more people, and sometimes become something much bigger than you imagined.
And we've seen exactly that with last year's winners. Their projects didn't stop at the ceremony. They kept building, improving, and growing. Let's take a look at what they've been up to since last year.
Hey guys, we're Team Neuroflux. I'm Yi from Singapore.
I'm Pranav from Virginia.
And I'm Shreya from Texas.
Imagine you begin developing headaches or focus issues. You may write it off as a lack of sleep or symptoms of aging, but then the headache worsens and you begin developing seizures, cognitive decline, poor coordination, and limb weakness. This is sadly the situation for over 300,000 people each year diagnosed with glioblastoma, a malignant brain tumor with a median survival time of 15 months, and less than 7% of patients survive beyond 5 years.
Early intervention is critical to increasing survival time, yet tumor segmentation remains a bottleneck. Traditional manual segmentation is time-consuming and prone to inter-observer variability.
That is the issue that united the team behind Neuroflux. We are a group of high schoolers who met at the New York Academy of Sciences Junior Academy, tasked with the goal of solving an ethical AI issue. When my co-founder Eve's mom was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer and 10 brain tumors were found, a question persisted. What if they could have found them sooner? There was a clear gap where AI models weren't being fully utilized for brain tumor diagnosis, with existing AI tools falling short in terms of accuracy, interpretability, computational efficiency, or multimodality, and millions of patients in low-resource communities lacking access to diagnostic tools due to high costs and computational demands. Collaboration across time zones, we developed Neuroflux.
Neuroflux essentially takes inputs from the user in the form of an MRI or CT scan, processes the file, and creates a visual heat map that highlights the regions of tumor damage. It is designed to be used directly after obtaining the scan and help clinicians locate where the tumor is within the context of their brain so that they can operate on the patient. Neuroflux relies on a convolutional neural network for image segmentation, and in terms of performance, it achieves a high pixel-wise accuracy for MRI scans and a high classification accuracy for CT scans. Both models are lightweight and available via a cloud application and allows our model to run on low-power machines while maintaining high accuracy.
Our goal is simple: make brain tumor detection faster, clearer, and more accessible.
We'll quickly share what our website from last year looked like. When you load on, you'll see the home page, Precise and Interpretable Brain Tumor Diagnosis. The website was designed to make both clinicians and ordinary people understand the science behind Neuroflux. We have some of our awards, some information about the product, a slider so that people can see the before and after, and then some more information about how our product helps people across the world. And then there are a few different tabs, like how Neuroflux actually works, the team behind Neuroflux, a newsroom where we post updates regularly, and then donations and contacts.
In the past year, Neuroflux has grown beyond just a research project. We managed to expand it to include CT scans and make it more applicable in real-world clinical settings where MRI scans aren't always readily available. We also published our research in the International Journal of High School Research, presented across Harvard Open Bio and the 7th International Conference on Neuroscience, Brain Disorders and Therapeutics, won the Harvard Vision Global Health Leadership Conference pitch competition, and was recently awarded 2025 FuturePort Youth Award, where we had the opportunity to present Neuroflux in person in Prague.
The Wix Creators of Tomorrow Challenge was a big part of that journey. We initially came across the challenge online and submitted it with our website. After being selected as part of the semifinals cohort, we had the opportunity to work closely with our mentor Saskia over multiple sessions. Each session focused on improving different parts of our website. This has helped us improve our website and communicate Neuroflux's ideas better.
On behalf of Shreya and Eve, we are so grateful to Saskia and the entire Wix Creators of Tomorrow Challenge team for this invaluable opportunity. To all semi-finalists, we encourage you to keep innovating and dreaming big. The skies are truly the limit.
What we've seen today is pretty incredible. Not just the projects, but the thinking behind them. You're part of a generation that doesn't wait to be invited to lead. A generation that uses technology not just to scroll, but to solve.
Every project started with a simple idea, and over the past few weeks, you've turned those ideas into real websites, real stories, and real initiatives tackling real challenges.
And today isn't the end of that journey. This is just the start. The skill you use here, thinking creativity, building from scratch, and sharing your ideas, are things you'll take with you wherever you go next.
We can't wait to see where you take your initiatives, how they grow, evolve, and continue to make an impact beyond this challenge.
And now, before we dive into announcing the winners, we want to make a moment to say thank you.
Thanks to our fellow colleagues at Wix and the Wix Tomorrow team who worked behind the scenes to make all of this happen.
To our workshop leaders for sharing their knowledge and experience.
To our amazing mentors who guided you, challenged you, and supported you along the way.
And of course, to you, the creators.
This year's projects were truly exceptional. Choosing the winners was not easy.
And no matter what happens next, remember, our movement continues beyond this challenge. You're now part of Creators of Tomorrow community, with more opportunities, events, and our alumni network.
And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, announcing the winners.
We'll start with the top 3 and save the audience favorite for the end.
So here we go. In the 3rd place, please give a round of applause to
The Kala Foundation. This team impressed us with their creativity, dedication, and the way they turned an idea into something meaningful.
Congrats to the 3rd place. And now, moving on to the 2nd place. In the 2nd place, show your love to
Cyanel! This is a project that truly stood out for its idea, its execution, and the impact it's already making.
Congrats! And now, let's move on to the team whose project won. In the 1st place for the Creators of Tomorrow Challenge 2026, give it up to, drumroll please,
Project Second Sight. This is a project that combines vision with action in a really impressive way. A great example of how creativity and purpose can come together to create something meaningful.
Congratulations to the top 3 teams. Truly amazing work. But wait, we're not done yet. This year, we introduced a new award, the Audience Favorite.
This one isn't chosen by our judges, but by our communities, your peers, teachers, families, and friends. It goes to a project that stood out to so many people as truly exceptional.
So, for the first time in Creators of Tomorrow history, the Audience Favorite winner is... Make some noise for...
Senior K Connect! This team showed a remarkable ability to take an idea and turn it into something real, thoughtful, and impactful.
Amazing! Huge congratulations to all of our cohort members and, of course, to our winners.
It's been a real honor getting to know you and having you on this journey with us. And remember, this challenge may be coming to a close, but this is just the beginning.
Good luck to all of you and can't wait to see you in our future Creators of Tomorrow experiences.
Thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Bye!
Bye.